In this video, I'm going to be talking about Divi University. Now, this video is very important because I'm going to be talking about the lifetime membership of those of you that signed up onto Funnels to Income, and I'll also be talking about the future of Divi University, what I have planned, and so on. So I'm going to approach Divi University in different phases. So phase one is the website itself, in particular the community. So when you go to Divi University right now, you're going to notice that you have the join now for free button. Now this community is for anyone who uses Divi or anyone that is interested in designing websites using Divi. It's absolutely free, and this is where you also get the login button. Now, so far we have quite a few people that have already signed up. As you can see here, the community is starting to become active. Now, you may be asking, so what happens to the lifetime members? Well, what I've done is I've created two communities. There's one for the lifetime members and there's one for just general, the free version. Okay, so the lifetime members will have access to more support and also a few things that I will discuss in a moment. Okay, so let's talk about the phase one. So the community right now, I've designed this website using Divi 5. Now there's not much I can do in regards to that, because that's the alpha version that I have. I know it's a massive risk, and I don't recommend that you go in and design your websites using the alpha version. So I've been keeping an eye on it, and so far it's just doing what I needed to do for now, but there are still quite a few bugs. So the community is up and running. I can see, people communicating and all that. I haven't had any issues yet. I mean, touch wood, nothing else is going to happen from now. But the community is done. This is phase one. So what I'm going to do now is to send an email out, and this is very important, please. I'm going to send an email out today with a link to those lifetime members to join Divi University. So I am going to send an email to all the lifetime members on Funnels to Income to head over now to Divi University and enroll or sign up on Divi University. Now this stage is very important because these two websites are different. We have Funnels to Income here and we have Divi University here. I could have just imported all the users, put them over here, but I used to have issues with passwords where some of the members would try and reset their password and it wouldn't work and all of that. It used to give me a headache. So you can imagine trying to provide support for 1,000 members. I mean, it's going to take a lot of my time, and to be honest, that time could be used to produce a lot of content that I will be discussing in a moment. All right, so that is phase one. So make sure you check your emails and you register on Divi University if you're a lifetime member. Now, if you don't get an email, it means you are not a lifetime member. So if you know you're a lifetime member and you didn't receive the email, please drop me an email and then I can further help you regarding that. So let's talk about the products that are going to be coming out very soon. Now, this is phase two. Okay, so phase one is the community and the registrations. Now we're talking about phase two. So as I was using Divi for a very long time, I realized that every single time I want to design a website, I have to go in and do the same settings over and over again. Now this for me was quite annoying, and also the fact that I have to go in and start customizing the modules and readjusting the spaces between blurbs, between sections and rows and all of that. What I decided to do is come up with a product. It's called Starter Pro. This is a starter site. So this starter site has pretty much everything you need to get you up and running in designing your website. So if you're a design agency or freelancer, you can just use Starter Pro each and every time you start designing a website. It's going to have fluid typography. So you don't have to go in and start putting in numbers for your typography. No, you don't need to do that because it's all fluid. Okay, it's all set up for you. Does that mean that it's all set in stone? No, you can always go in and make some adjustments if you need to, but out of the box, you are going to have responsive text and everything is just going to work 100%. We also have gone in and created a style guide. Now, you may know this or you may not know this, but when you design a website or branding or whatever it is, you are going to need to have some sort of a style guide or brand guide. This is a document that helps you stay consistent as you're designing your website or the branding or whatever it is. So Unfortunately, Divi does not have that. So Startup Pro is going to have that style guide embedded in the actual website, which is going to be very easy for you to manage all your colors and your fonts and your modules and so on. So this is also going to be part of Startup Pro. Now, I know I touched on spacing. Now, when it comes to spacing on your sections, we can see that on our sections, we have one size. But as we design our website, sometimes our sections may need a smaller padding and so on. So I'm going to also include this in this starter side. We also have theme settings, default plugins. I mean, come on. You know how annoying it is when you go in and you have to install all these plugins over and over again. So all that is going to be all sorted for you. And there's going to be full documentation throughout all this. So this is phase 2. Okay, Startup Pro. Phase 3 now is going to be very interesting because we are now going to use Startup Pro as the base of all the other starter websites we're going to be building. So for some of you, you've bought Blogger Pro before, you've bought Seller, you've bought, I'm not sure if Tutor has been released or if I released it before yet, but I know, for example, Blogger Pro has been released already, and some of you have bought it. There was Woolcrafter, that was released. But can you imagine now these products with the base of Starter Pro, which means you have fluid typography, you have easy color management, you have very good spacing options, and so on. So it means that as we're designing our websites now, we have a very good foundation, and it's going to be very, very easy for us to change our websites and work around them. This is going to save you a lot of time. So this is going to be phase 3. All right, so let's move on to the next part. And I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for this. And these are the courses. So the question is, when are the courses coming out? So the reason why I've delayed releasing the courses is because I wanted to wait for Divi 5. Because if I put in so much effort, some of these courses can take a very long time, sometimes 3 months to produce a single course. So spending all that time on Divi 4, knowing that Divi 5 is just around the corner, I didn't find that that made a lot of sense. So the courses are going to be the last on the list in my phases because we are waiting for Divi 5. So as soon as Divi 5 comes out and it's solid, or at least the beta, because so far I can see that it's quite stable, but there's a few things that need to be fixed. But I think when the beta is released, then I can start slowly creating courses around that. So let's talk about the courses. So in my opinion, one of the major courses that is very, very important is how to make money with Divi. Because if we're designing websites casually, yes, that's fine. But making money with Divi, I think, is the goal for quite a lot of people. So the course that I have in mind is freelance to income. So this is where I discuss everything that's needed for you to start a freelance business or even a small agency. Now, I've walked this path before, and a lot has changed now in terms of the tools that we use, the processes, and so on. So putting that all in one course, I think, will be a fantastic idea. So this is going to be one of the major courses on Divi University. Now, below that, there are also going to be smaller courses like email marketing mastery. So these are sort of like the tools or the knowledge that you can use to apply to some websites that you may be developing now that you have the foundation of the freelancing course, which is freelance to income. So you can start now incorporating email marketing as an add-on to the websites you're designing for your clients. You can also start adding things like booking. So these are the sort of like mini courses that also feed into funnels to income that I will be creating. We're also going to have Divi 5 mastery, but this is going to be like way down the line until Divi is pretty much settled and they have all the features. So this is the idea around the courses and what's going to happen regarding that. Now, there's also something I'm also adding onto Divi University, and that is consultations. So with consultations, if you are, let's say, designing a website for a client, or you're stuck, or you want some ideas on what you can do on a particular website, I'm going to have an option for you to book me for some consultations, maybe an hour or so. I haven't decided the pricing yet, but this is going to be 50% off for lifetime members. So as you can imagine, this will take a bit of time out of my day in terms of my workload and all of that. So yes, but I think 50% off lifetime members will be, quite reasonable. But I'd like to also hear your thoughts about that in the comments box below. So these are the ideas around Divi University. I really want this to get up and running super fast. I know there's a lot of you that have been waiting for this for a very long time, but I was stuck between, do I start now with Divi 4 and then put in all that work again on Divi 5, creating courses and all of that? So in the end, I decided that I would just wait for Divi 5. And the other thing as well is I designed Divi University using Divi 4 initially. So I played around with Divi 5 and I realized Divi 5 is really amazing and is promising. So in the first alpha, when Divi 5 was released, I used Divi 5 to try and create Divi University. And that didn't work. Quite a lot of things were not working. So I had to abandon that. And then I designed it using Astra and Spectra. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but in the back of my mind, I really felt bad that, okay, this is Divi University, but I'm creating it using other platforms. I mean, how does that make sense? So I went back again to Divi 5, and then I just pretty much just left it like that. So there was an update a few days ago, so I updated it, and it seems to have fixed quite a few things. So right now, things are quite okay. But like I said in the beginning, I would not recommend that you use Divi 5 Alpha for your clients' websites or even your own websites. There's quite a few things that are broken, that are not working. So this is the plan, and phase 2 is going to be next week. So next week I'll be releasing Starter Pro, and there's going to be a lot of documentation to come along with it as well. So anyway, I want to hear your thoughts, and for those of you that were really impatient and were waiting for a very long time, I'd like to apologize for the long wait, but as I promised, I am going to deliver as I promised, because you guys, you really helped me and you've put a lot of trust in me in buying the lifetime license. So this is now time for me to deliver, since I can see that Divi 5 now is coming through. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments box below, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.